Previously, when Callia escaped the capital to protect her unborn baby from its cold-hearted father, Shyman, she traveled hundreds of miles away with her people via several teleportation gates. At last, they arrived in an obscure town where a giant tree caught Callia's attention, where she found some cute kids playing on the branches of the giant tree late at night. Later, inside her hotel room, Callia was unable to get some good sleep due to her curiosity about the kid, so she decided to go down to meet the children. And when she arrived near the tree, she inquired if the kids were fairy children. Amazed, the kids affirmed her words, questioning how she could see them. Suddenly, one of the kids approached Callia, inquiring if she was pregnant, as her belly radiated a strange kind of light. The others came near her and discussed among themselves that her baby might be special. Taken aback, she reflected that she wanted her baby to be born normal, unlike her, who faced many difficulties. She then hastily took her leave, informing the kids that she would meet them again tomorrow morning. So, let's dive into the chapters 18 to 20 of the manhwa, The Baby Isn't Yours. As the next morning arrives, Callia quickly comes to the same giant tree to meet the fairy kids. But to her surprise, she finds that the branches are totally empty. Curious, she calls out to the fairy kids, referring to them as sweethearts, and requests them to come outside as she is leaving. Yet, no kid shows up, at which Callia gets gloomy and eventually attempts to leave the place. However, she abruptly halts at observing a shining potion bottle below the tree. Callia picks the potion bottle and inquires what liquid it contains. She assumes that someone must have dropped this bottle without knowing. Suddenly, she gets startled by the presence of fairy kids, telepathing that they are the ones who dropped that bottle for Callia, and they want her to take the potion bottle as a farewell gift from them. Hearing this, she glances at the bottle and reflects that no matter how she looks at it, it was made by elder fairies. She then cutely scrutinizes the surrounding and takes out the delicious cookies she brought for the kid. Smiling, she asks the fairy kids to share the cookies among them, declaring when her baby is born, she will come to meet them again. And as she caresses the lower stem of the giant tree, the tree starts to shake, indicating that the kids are blushing. Later, when Callia finally takes her leave, a young man is visible at a distance, spying on her. The young man wonders what about Callia's actual identity and where she came from. He then calls Callia as a crazy woman, reflecting on why she stroked the tree and talked to it as if it were special. Suddenly, an unknown woman throws a slave fairy towards the young man. Noting this, the young man brings his face near the fairy, whispering that they were here to help her. He forcefully turns the fairy towards the tree, asking her to look at that beautiful tree and to call out the fairy kids. Scared, the fairy beings to tremble, begging the young man not to harm the fairy kids. Calling the fairy by the name Melina, the young man declares that treating her is in vain, and therefore he is going to kill those kids. For this, he commands his attendant to come forward and assassinate the kids in front of his eyes. Complying, the attendant casts powerful dark magic towards the tree, destroying the barrier around it, and eventually kills the cute fairy kids in front of defenseless Manhwa. Meanwhile, Callia flinches heavily at sensing something odd in the atmosphere around the giant tree. And as she takes out her head to check the tree, she finds that there is nothing wrong, but just a stroke of air. Observing Callia's behavior, Callia inquires if she left something behind in her hotel room. To this, Callia wonders why the Prince of the Akin Kingdom is present here, just beside their hotel. She recalls that the Akin Kingdom is a neutral country located next to Rojas Empire, a place she once visited to trade military goods. From here, the scene lands to a few years back in the Akin Kingdom, where Callia is visiting the kingdom for a military trade between the two kingdoms. There, she meets Prince Adio Akin, who expresses that it is his privilege to meet the famous commander Callia. Adio approaches Callia, stating that he has heard many motivational rumors about her. Like, she is the one who elevates the status of the imperial family from a poor orphan life. And as Adio extends his hand to touch Callia's reputed commander's hat, Callia becomes clearly pissed and delivers a predatory gaze at him, threatening that if he touches it, she will cut off his wrist immediately. Hearing this, Adio teasingly expresses that he is scared by her words. He then declares that Callia is not fit for the commander-in-chief post of a kingdom, as she is very arrogant to the people around her. This declaration prompts Callia and her juniors to deliver murderous gazes toward Adio. And when Adio states that he wants to peel her arrogancy off with his own hands, Assistant Brick casts heavy lightning magic at the horse behind Prince Adio and kills it instantly. Scared clearly, Adio glances at the ashes of the horse and yells what the hell they are doing. He wonders how Callia's juniors are able to cast the magic, which is solely the property of Archmage Shyman. From here, the scene shifts to the present time, where Callia reflects on how disgusted she feels simply imagining Adio's face. However, Gallus interrupts her thoughts, asking what she is thinking so deep about for so long. At which, Callia requests Gallus to wait a minute outside, as she has something to tell Assistant Brick. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications. since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. After a few minutes, the carriage arrives at a quiet place, where Callia takes out a crystal and decides that she should inform Brick about Adio's presence. Upon activation, the crystal connects with Brick, who inquires about the person's identity. And as Callia discloses her identity, Brick unmutes his visual and starts to cry, informing her that Shyman is making a fuss about her whereabouts. Brick adds that after having an audience with King Louis yesterday, Shyman went to Callia's mansion. And when he found out about her escape, he destroyed her entire mansion and stayed the night in the ruins, weeping like a crybaby. Bricks mentions that he was scared and thought he was going to die. To this, Callia shockingly reflects on how Shyman could destroy her mansion. Yet, she maintains her composure and commands Brick to spy on Akin Kingdom, as their Prince Adio is following her. Furious, Brick expresses that he regrets leaving Adio alive at the time they visited his kingdom. Hearing this, Callia orders Brick to make sure he checks out the latest trends in the Akin Kingdom. And as she begs Brick never to tell Shyman that he has been in touch with her, Brick asks what if he uses some mental type of magic, at which she delivers an ambiguous face, stating that even if Shyman is not that crazy, he probably can do it. Besides, it's a kind of magic that can change the opponent's mind, and Shyman has the ability to do it. She smirks clearly, reflecting that even though they are just friends who did something reckless under the influence of spell, but destroying her mansion because only a friend was missing, this is totally unacceptable. Moreover, now that Shyman is back in the capital, there is no more time to delay. However, if she goes back prematurely and Shyman recognizes her, it will be more difficult. Therefore, it is right to leave the capital as soon as possible, as she will never harm her baby by any means. She then unmutes the crystal and commands Brick that there's one more thing she wants him to do. And when Brick responds that he can do anything for his ex-commander, Callia out of nowhere orders Brick to go to Shyman and disclose her whereabouts to Shyman. But before Brick could protest, she disconnects her crystal from Brick. After this, she calls Gallus to come inside the carriage, as they are ready to leave. Later, after Numerous jumps in and out through various celestial gates, Gallus becomes very sick. Even her motion sickness medicine runs out of stock. Not only her, but Dr. Allen also starts to feel sick, expressing that they traveled 500 kilometers in just one day. Noting their condition, Callia provides sickness pills to both of them and takes command of the carriage. She apologizes to them, mentioning they can waste no more time by halting at random places. Like this, the next day also passes in traveling through many celestial gates. Plus, Alan and Gallus become so sick to an extent that they can't even get up from their seats. Callia worries about their critical condition, reflecting that they have traveled 900 kilometers within 2 days. And she is relieved, thinking that Shyman wouldn't be able to find them right away. Later, they stop at a random house, where the owner comes out and inquires what they need, at which Callia explains their stressful journey, requesting the lady to let them stay in her place for a while. Hearing Callia's plea, the lady allows them and welcomes them inside, asking her husband to prepare the rooms. After taking a fine rest, Alan sets up his own magical ultrasound and starts to examine Callia's baby. He happily informs her that her baby is looking quite big for its age and cute as well. This revelation brings a bright smile to Callia, who reflects that it has grown so much in the meantime. Alan adds that Callia is exceptionally healthy compared to other mothers at this early stage of pregnancy. Trembling clearly, Alan suggests Callia to eat proper food from now on, as it will affect her pregnancy. He then rushes outside, stating that he feels like he will vomit at any time. Perplexed, Callia reflects that it feels like she is being examined by the undead. She becomes gloomy, realizing she really has to take care of everything from this moment. Suddenly, she glances outside and mutters if Shyman has found out about the fairy kids. Because he inherited the blood of the elf from his mother, therefore he can see the spirits. And just because her baby has also inherited Shyman's blood, she was able to see the fairies before. Moreover, she finds it strange that she thinks of Shyman even more when she wakes up nowadays. Chuckling, she cutely questions if her baby is also thinking of its father, who dislikes children. By caressing her belly, she calls her baby a sweetheart, expressing that she indeed loves Shyman, but not as a lover, but as a friend and brother. Plus, siblings are supposed to cherish each other, not harm. Therefore, she is escaping from her baby's father, as she was the first to attack that day. Suddenly, she denies the allegation upon her, remembering that except for the kiss, Shyman took the lead in everything. And come to think of it, she was tied with a rope in the hallway, and they did it on a table in the studio. Besides, Shyman behaved like an animal, who did not let go of a single moment like a hungry person. Therefore, she does not think the whole allegation should fall on her alone. She then deviates her thoughts, mentioning that it is rather hot inside the room, so she should go for a walk. As we wrap up today's segment, Thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.